Hi everybody, it's me, Jessica lwhor, and we're back with another Jess Talk. And for today, we're going to be talking all about love and marriage. That's right, all about marriage, my opinions and thoughts and feelings on it. But before we get into it, per usual, I'm serious. We're so far into the game right now. Why have you not subscribed? Why have you not hit the bell for notifications? Why have you not followed my podcast on Spotify, iTunes, and all platforms? Get on it. Jess Talks are getting better and better every single time. So let's get into it. Marriage, period.
Attention the whore, attention the whore, attention the whore, attention. Here I am walking down the street, seeing all the boys trying to take a peek. Shorts pulled up and chest out right. Come on, boys, just take a bite. Look but don't touch, spin it round and round.
Marriage. How do I feel about marriage? So I feel like I've gone through phases throughout my life of being like, I don't want marriage whatsoever, to I want to be married and, partnered for life. And I think that as I've gotten older, more things have gotten complicated. I'm 30 now. And that is so weird to think, like, when I talk to my parents or if I even look at my sisters, you marry young. You marry a little bit younger, early 20s kind of thing. Both of my sisters got married in their 20s, I believe. Yes. Both of them got married in their 20s. And, one of them even has kids right now. So I'm just sitting there like, well, I'm in a complicated relationship. I love the person I'm with. I love dating the person that I'm with. Are we technically together? No. Are we technically together? Yes. It's very in between. It's so weird. And so when I think about marriage and the people that I've considered marriage with, okay, it's kind of like how I got into dating. I'm very gender fluid in terms of who I'm attracted to, okay? But what really, really sold it for me, what the main thing for me was that I saw my future with a guy. I saw myself marrying or being partnered with a man. That is what kind of shifted myself to focus on more men than on women. And I think that's what fits right for me, even though I feel very fluid in my sexuality. However, marriage is kind of scary at the same time. There's a lot of commitment, a lot of pieces and facets to it. There's a lot of legalities to it, especially queer marriages. Like, I feel like it does add a little extra element. In Colorado, that it makes it really easy, but it's not as accepted in the other places, even though it's, a federal thing. Like, you can get married, it's still not accepted everywhere. And so I'm like, well, how can you coexist with somebody for life, understand that you have that like mutual love and respect and you want to be together for the rest of your life without having the big over-the-top wedding, or maybe you want the big over-the-top wedding, or how can you just say, we're together, like we're married but we're not. I know people that call their partners their husbands and they're not married, or their fiancés and they're not married. Like, you just been together that long, you live together, like you're practically married. But there's a little scary anxiety piece to it. Somebody that's super independent like myself, I'm very independent, I'm very in control of my life, I'm very much a person that wants to do what I want to do when I want to do it with the right intention, and that's scary when you're in a marriage. It really is, that you have to factor in the other person, you have to factor in all your decisions, different expectations change when marriage comes around, and so part of me is so resistant to having a marriage because there's so much contentness in just a partnership. Like the idea of just simplicity of a partnership. I thought that I would be married to my ex. I was with him for 4.5 years, actually. And so apparently there were plans to propose to me, but I never asked what they were because we had broken up before that happened. And that's another scary thing. Like not everything that feels like it's supposed to work is supposed to work. And then that's a lot of heartbreak. That's a lot of like hurt inside. And so marriage comes with a lot of responsibility. You're responsible for another human's emotions and taking care of them in different ways. There's an expectation for how that relationship works when it comes to that. I think what's beautiful about marriages in general is that you get to see some really positive couples. Like, I didn't have a very positive couple to look up to. My parents were not the epitome of married straight people to look at to. But I look at my aunt and uncle, my Marilyn and George, or I look at people around town like Heather and Jason, or Spillman, or just partners that are really happy with each other. Like it just meshes and it works, and they've been married forever. They're, ever, like college sweethearts, high school sweethearts even sometimes. And you're like, wow, maybe this could work. Maybe this could be for me. And then you see those nasty, terrible, fucking destructive, resentful, angry, violent breakups where you're just like, wow, I don't want any of this. I don't want to deal with this. We have to go through name changes, and we have to go through financial agreements and who gets what assets. Oh my God, it sounds awful. It just sounds fucking terrible.
What do you think about prenups?
I think, sure. If you're too scared to sign a prenup, or if you get offended that you're asked to sign a prenup, then I think right then and there, and I can see it from both perspectives, but if I ask someone to get a prenup, you should just say yes if you love me, just as much as I would say yes to you. Yeah. There's a lot of factors. Yeah, absolutely. It's not just like because I don't trust you or whatever. Sometimes it's just a smart decision. I have a lot of assets. I have a lot of money. I need to make sure that you're doing, like, things are for the right reasons, just in case. Like, people hate when you say just in case. I used to always say in my previous relationship, they're like, oh, are you mad at me? Are we going to break? I'm like, no, not yet. And hated it because I am more of a realistic thinker, and like I don't want to force a marriage or a relationship if it's not meant to be.
I can fix that. Like I can fix him.
I do like the aspects of marriage because I think you build such a close best friend, partner in crime bond with somebody that is unbreakable and unmatched from any other relationship. Like it's the person that knows you the best. It's the person that loves you the hardest, is supposed to be in your corner the hardest. Marriage really is beautiful and special. I love marrying people. I love being the officiant at weddings. I love when couples are proud of their relationship and they want to celebrate their anniversary in front of everybody. I love proposals. I love watching videos of proposals and queer proposals especially. Like in my heart, that's the person I want to be. And also, I can't imagine being in a position trying to propose to somebody for fear of rejection, and or trying to propose to me and me having to make a decision on the spot. And if I don't respond immediately, that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. I think that my perception of like marriage and openness has changed. I think that there's a healthy aspect to have even minimal openness in a relationship is important. I can't imagine belonging to somebody like an object or a piece of property, but I can also imagine myself existing with somebody as like we are humans existing together, ride or die kind of thing.
You are my person. You will always be my person.
And so like I would want my partner to take on curiosities that are sexual or like intimacy things, as long as it didn't get to an emotional level. Like I would want them to go and explore and experience, and like they're not dead. They're hopefully young, they're hopefully hot, and that if they're not that, they feel that way, and they should be able to go live their life just as much as I want to. But I don't want the active looking for that. Does that make sense? Like I'm not looking to be with somebody else. I'm looking to be with you. But also I'd like opportunity. I think it's healthy. I don't know why. I think it's really healthy. I think that's with everything. I think that's the same of like, I need my alone time. And if I was in a marriage, you need your alone time. I want to go on trips without you. I want to hang out with our friends without you, like just as much as I want to do that with you. I need some independence mixed with some coexisting. I think that this battle about how, like queer people being able to marry or have a civil union is ridiculous. I don't understand why so many people focus on others' decisions when they are not impacted whatsoever. If you believe that two men or two women or two different races or two people of different gender expressions can't be married, then go ahead. You can believe that. But your active fight to take away something that we deserve to have just as much as you is stupid. It's wasted energy. The amount of people that are bothered to go out of their way just doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. It's like wasted, hateful energy, like most things. It's one of those topics that I consider like a Trump topic because it's easy to understand marriage. It's easy to argue about. It's easy to use the Bible against it. But when we talk about factually what it does to improve society or improve the lives of people or anything like or protect people, it doesn't do any of those things. It really doesn't. It's just a distraction from bigger issues that actually matter, that could change policies. Me getting married to a man or not getting married to a man and living with somebody for the rest of my life doesn't impact you or the greater good in any way. Just as good, it doesn't positively or negatively impact anybody, but it positively impacts my life, and you don't even know. You don't even know that I got married. You don't even know that I've been in a relationship. So how does that negatively impact you? Because you know it exists in the world. Ooh, scary. Scary. I know sharks exist in the world, but I'm not scared of them because I'm not in the water, bitch. That was a bad analogy, but you get it. Yeah, marriage. So yeah, I was supposed to be proposed to. I didn't ask what was going to happen, and that was weird because I've never heard that language used towards me. Like, you were going to be asked to be married. I'm like, well, fuck, what would I have done? And apparently it got pushed back, so it was supposed to happen before we broke up. Once already. What would I have done? What would I have done? Divorce is scary. Marriage and divorce is a scary thing.
I do not love getting divorced.
Yes, you do. This is your third divorce.
The idea of like not being able to work out your problems. And sometimes I just don't want to deal with that. Like, how can I be committed to you? How can I tell you I love you and I'm only committed to you and I want that without the legality of signing a paper that says we're married or we're together that way? Some people are very, very set on that. It's very old-fashioned. It's very traditional. It's very like, this is what I need and this is what I want. I want to show off that ring. And you can still show off that ring, but that paper, just like that idea, it's kind of scary. It's hard when you have different influences in your life of positive and negative. Like, which way do you go? Is it right? Is it wrong? What if things change? What if feelings change? I get you can just divorce, but God, people end up hurting. It's hard. It's a hard topic to manage with the person that you're with. And then you say no, but I love you and I want to be with you. But it's weird. Somebody asked me recently what I thought about the Queer Ultimatum TV show. The like, you're on an island and you've been dating for a while and now this is the moment. You have to make a decision. Are you going to propose to them or are you going to break it off? Are you going to marry them or are you going to break it off? And I'm like, wow. Really aggressive.
Stay together?
Really, really fucking aggressive of a show, an idea. I've not seen it yet, but I can only imagine what kind of things, like you're supposed to date other couples and then decide if you want to marry the person that you've been dating forever. But if you don't, then what? Like you just break up and you're sad?
Do you think that you see yourself getting married in the future?
I would like to say yes, but I would need a very serious conversation beforehand. I think I'd need to talk about what marriage looks like for me and marriage looks like for them and make sure that we're on the same page. Marriage does have a sense of openness for me. Marriage has an equal responsibility. And it's not a, you get this task and I get this task. It's a, we get all the tasks and we work on them together kind of thing. Marriage, Michelle Obama said this, marriage is not 50-50. Marriage is 100% of the time.
We have to understand that marriage is never 50-50. I have found that if you stick with it, over the course of your entire relationship, you may have 50-50 over time.
Being in a relationship is 100% of the time. It's the understanding that you're not always both at 100%, and when you are, things are wonderful, but that you're able to ebb and flow as one person is able to give less and say, I only have 80% to give right now, you're giving 120. And then you do it backwards. So it's always balanced, it's always even, but when it's like this, for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and months and months and months, can't do it. And that's physical labor, that's emotional labor, that's mental labor, that's everything that goes into a relationship. There has to be a constant balance, but how much are you putting on that other person before they can't take it anymore? It's hard to think about. It's a constant 100%, but you're always fluctuating. And so I don't really believe in the idea of you get this task and I get this task. Because that's not how I believe it should work. I just don't. Or like, I do this all the time, so I expect you to do it all the time. That's not how I believe it should work. I think it's beautiful to have a balance. And I should be able to ask my partner to do things for me just as much as they should ask me to do things, but we're not resentful because of it. Ooh, the amount of resentfulness in marriages is scary. It's really scary. Yeah, and I mean, and that openness is emotional conversations. Like, marriage comes with baggage and trauma, and how do you work through your trauma with your person and not use them as a punching bag for your trauma? That's openness sexually. That's openness mentally. Like, how do I let you into my deepest, darkest secrets of my mind and my thought processes and know that it's a safe space for me to do that? The honesty of saying, you hurt my feelings, or this doesn't sit well with me, so let's constructively work through this together. There's a lot that comes with it. I keep saying that, but that's true. Marriage is a big topic. So do I see myself getting married? I'd like to say yes. But with conversation, there would have to be an understanding of what marriage looks like for both of us. Because I'm not willing to bend anymore in life. I'm not willing to compromise a lot of things that I know that I want in life and that I want in my relationships. And I need to express that. I'm willing to compromise on things, but there's some things I'm just not willing to anymore for my sake of my personal happiness, because I put myself first, you know? Oh my God, what's the quickest length of time? If it felt right, I would get married instantly. But I don't know if I would be in love. Okay. I think that I could marry somebody, like I could marry my best friend Jamie. Yeah. Because we could live together and it would be wonderful and we would have very easily like the best relationship ever, best marriage. But it wouldn't be love like that. When we have all these TV shows and they're like, you have to get married in 4 weeks, are you going to say yes? Do I believe that works? I can't not say it works because there's examples of it working. Like, some of those couples are still together years later after having those moments. But do I think that forcing people into positions like that is healthy? No, I think it adds to trauma and baggage. Because if it doesn't work out, all you think about is the fact that didn't work out and you were publicized on national television or on a series on Netflix. Like, there's trauma that comes to it. Yeah. All of your experiences in life and all the things that you view play into that trauma. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was with someone for 4.5 years, and at the end of it, I couldn't see myself marrying them. But 2 years prior, I could see myself marrying them. Currently, I could see marrying the person that I'm seeing now. But I have such a deep concern that maybe that would change. I would hope it doesn't change. But I'm realistic. I'm a realistic thinker, so maybe that could change. I don't know. I hope it doesn't. I like this feeling. But yeah. What are your opinions and thoughts on marriage down below? Go ahead and tell me what's the longest relationship you've been in before you got married. And comment down below other topics that you'd like to hear for Jess Talks. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Bye!
Attention lwhor.
Hi, little whores, it's me, Jessica lwhor, and did you know that I'm on Cameo? That's right, Cameo is a platform where you can get personalized messages from me, the biggest whore in all of Colorado. Whether it be a birthday sing-along, a bar mitzvah, a congratulations on your new job, congratulations you didn't get pregnant, I'm your whore for the message. So, follow the link below, click it, and book your next Cameo to surprise your best friend, your grandma, your family member, or any other little lwhor fan out there. Come on, book them now.